Did Diddy orchestrate Biggie's murder? Explosive new evidence suggests he had a motive. All of Biggie's rights were at stake, and he couldn't afford to lose him to another label. But that's not all. Rumors of the Illuminati's involvement have been circulating for years, and now we have a clear picture of what really happened. Lil Kim's anger towards Diddy speaks volumes, but can she speak out without facing the consequences? Join us as we delve into the shocking truth behind one of hip-hop's greatest mysteries and uncover the insider claims that Diddy ordered a hit on Biggie. Don't miss it. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. Today, we're going to dive deeper into the notorious feud between Diddy and Lil Kim. As we all know, Lil Kim has been vocal about her anger towards Diddy over the years, but why? It's widely believed that Diddy had a hand in the death of Lil Kim's close friend and mentor, Notorious B.I., aka Biggie Smalls. This suspicion is only fueled by the fact that Diddy gained control over all of Biggie's music rights following his death, which Biggie had been trying to take away from him. Did Diddy capitalize on Biggie's death to further his own career? It's a question that's been on everyone's minds for over 2 decades. The passing of Notorious B.I.G. or Biggie Smalls over 25 years ago still remains a highly controversial and widely discussed topic in Hollywood. On March 9, 1997, while returning from a party in Los Angeles, Biggie was shot and succumbed to his injuries less than an hour later at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. During this time, the rap industry was plagued with high levels of violence due to feuding and fighting among various groups. Initially, it was believed that Biggie's untimely death was a result of a feud between rival groups. The label that Biggie was signed to at the time was Bad Boy Records, owned by Diddy. This label had a feud going on with Death Row Records, owned by Dr. Dre and Suge Knight. A few years prior to Biggie's passing, Shaker, who was signed to Death Row Records, was also shot and killed. This fueled suspicions that Diddy and his label may have been responsible for Shakur's death because of the heightened tension between the East Coast and West Coast at the time. Following the shooting of Biggie just a year after Shakur, rumors began to circulate that Shakur's label, Death Row Records, may have orchestrated the hit on Biggie as an act of revenge. The rap scene during the 90s was rife with violence and feuds, and this theory seemed plausible at the time. However, over the years, it has become apparent that this theory may not have been entirely accurate. There are several individuals who believe that Biggie's death was an inside job, with many pointing fingers at Diddy himself. Recently, Kanye West alleged that Diddy is under the control of the Illuminati and that he had killed someone. West stated that this truth would be heard and that he could speak freely since he had not committed any murders. To be more precise, he said, in this truth, I can say whatever I want. None of y'all Meek Mills, y'all puppies got little boobies, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal.
I never killed nobody, right? I'm the that never killed nobody, right?
It's important to keep in mind that Biggie was a huge earner for Diddy at Bad Boy Records, and he was one of the few rappers who could compete with Shakur during that time. After Shakur's death, Biggie became even more valuable to Diddy and the label. However, when Biggie decided to leave Bad Boy and pursue his own career, sources claim that Diddy had no intention of letting him go. According to Diddy's former bodyguard, Uncle Ron, not only did Diddy want Biggie dead, but Jay and Puffy also had a hand in planning his murder. Uncle Ron said that Biggie had spoken out about feeling used and manipulated by Diddy. He even claimed that he was offered $30,000 to have Biggie killed. I was offered $30,000 to perform a hit on Biggie Smalls, March 1st of 1997. I was approached by Diddy to perform a hit on one of his orders. These allegations are disturbing and raise questions about the circumstances surrounding Biggie's death. It's important to consider all the facts and not dismiss the possibility of an inside job. Another piece of evidence that supports the theory of Biggie's death being an inside job is the fact that the case was never properly solved. The investigation went on for years, but no concrete evidence or suspects were found. The authorities even went as far as offering a $50,000 reward for any information that could lead to the arrest of the shooter, but nothing came out of it. This is highly suspicious, especially considering that the murder took place in the middle of Los Angeles, a city known for its high police presence and surveillance cameras. It is hard to believe that the killer could escape without a trace if they were not protected by someone with connections. Furthermore, it is interesting to note that Diddy and Biggie had a falling out shortly before the latter's death. According to some sources, Diddy was upset with Biggie for not being loyal enough to the label and for wanting to leave Bad Boy Records. Some even speculate that Diddy was afraid that Biggie's departure would affect his own status in the industry, and thus saw him as a threat. It is possible that the falling out between the two played a role in the events that led to Biggie's tragic death. Another former bodyguard of Diddy, Gene Deal, has suggested that Diddy was not entirely innocent in the matter of Biggie's death. Although Gene did not directly accuse Diddy, he made it clear that he believed Diddy was involved in Biggie's murder. In addition, Gene made a comment about how Diddy lied to Biggie's mother on the night of his passing about not knowing Gene, even though Gene was Diddy's bodyguard. According to Gene, Diddy did not want Gene to reveal the truth about what really happened to Biggie's mom, so he pretended not to know him. However, Gene believes that Diddy probably knew him, and that he did not want Gene to tell Miss Wallace what really happened. Moreover, Gene also shared that Biggie was trying to take his publishing rights away from Diddy and prevent him from getting his new publishing rights. Gene claimed that Diddy was robbing Biggie of his publishing and marketing rights. Although Biggie learned how to put his publishing in other people's names to stop Diddy from taking his money, he had to play the game to get his publishing rights back. It seems that Diddy's past actions may have finally caught up with him, as even his former bodyguards are exposing his questionable behavior. In his song, rapper 50 Cent also insinuated that Diddy had knowledge of who pulled the trigger in Biggie's murder. He questioned, "Who shot Biggie Smalls? If we don't get them, they're gonna kill us all, man. Puffy know who hit that man. He scared them boys from the west side gonna break him off." Moreover, Gene corroborated the claims made by Uncle Ron that Biggie was trying to leave Bad Boy Records, and even had a list of potential acts including Lil Kim. It is no secret that Lil Kim and Biggie had an affair while he was still married to Faith Evans. In 1996, Biggie impregnated Lil Kim, but she chose to terminate the pregnancy. She later explained that she knew their relationship could not support having a child. However, Kim and Diddy were never close, and their relationship became non-existent after Biggie's passing. Kim held a grudge against Diddy, and for a long time, rumors suggested that it was due to his association with Nicki Minaj. Kim and Nicki had a bitter feud for years, with Kim feeling that Nicki had disrespected her. Despite a history with Kim, Diddy went ahead to work with Nicki, which caused some to speculate that this was the reason for Kim's grudge against him. However, Kim denied this in one interview, and later on, a disturbing rant by her surfaced where she accused Diddy of disloyalty. An insider source claims that Kim strongly believes that Diddy knew who was behind Biggie's death, which was a major source of income for Diddy, as he had all of Biggie's rights. Biggie had been trying to take these rights. Biggie had been trying to take these rights away from Diddy. This, combined with Kenny's Illuminati claims, gives a clear picture of what might have happened to Biggie. While Lil Kim's anger towards Diddy is understandable, she cannot say anything, as anyone who tries to expose the Illuminati knows the consequences. While the Illuminati theory surrounding Biggie's death may seem far-fetched, it's not hard to see why people would. The entertainment industry has long been plagued by rumors of secret societies and occult practices. Some believe that these groups control the industry and use their power to manipulate the masses. Whether or not the Illuminati is real, there's no denying that the music industry can be cutthroat, and artists often find themselves caught up in power struggles that can have deadly consequences. It's important to note that there are many different theories surrounding Biggie's death, and we may never know the truth. What we do know is that his death was a tragedy that shook the hip-hop world to its core. Biggie was a true talent, and it's heartbreaking to think of what he could have accomplished if he had been allowed to live. Ultimately, we may never have all the answers, but we can honor his legacy by continuing to celebrate his music and remember the impact he had on the world of hip-hop. Fans will agree with me. One user commented, "Yes, I believe Diddy had all hands to do with Biggie's death. Why wasn't he in the same car when he got shot?" Another person said, "Diddy will have his day. Everybody reaps what they sow and everybody's sin knocks on their door one day." Thank you for watching this video and staying with me until the end. Now, I'd like to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the theories and claims made about Diddy's involvement in Biggie's death? Do you believe that the Illuminati played a role in the tragic event? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments.